Good afternoon, gentlemen. I hope you're well. In this video, we're going to take a look at Cake or Pancakeswap Token, and we're going to decide whether or not I'm going to give you my thoughts whether Cake is actually dead. Now, there might actually be some hope into Cake. However, it hasn't had a good run up. It was, $30, $40 sort of bull run, and now it's down $1.50, hanging around that price point. But there are a few key things to note. So the main utility of Cake is obviously the DEX of Pancakeswap. Pancakeswap's volume is down dramatically. So Cake would probably be doing well if we had these sort of volumes, simply because the fees on Pancakeswap are paid in Cake. So the owners of the DEX earn, Cake as the fee. So if I buy a token on Pancakeswap, I pay a 0.25 or 1% fee, and that gets converted into Cake, so my BNB or whatever I use gets put into Cake, and then they get Cake in which they can sell. Now, if people aren't staking Cake, they don't have the liquidity to sell. Now, there is a substantial amount of liquidity in there. Some of it is locked, some of it isn't. Now, the issue is a lot of people unstaked when they lowered the rates. So they moved the V2 pool, which was paying about 20-30%. I had a big pool in there, and now it's down. You can barely earn anything per day in the grand scheme of things. I know you have to adjust the rate, but no one really understands it. No one sort of optimizes it. No one really knows how. So the only other option is to lock it away in a pool or a dual staking pool. So if you lock your Cake away, you can earn 10%. However, what happened to the price is when they changed the pools, there was also an unlock, and there was a huge unlock. It was like 18% supply, and that dumped the price of Cake. Yeah, without telling you the story of what's happened, I'm just put it into perspective. So Cake as a whole is at the floor, we can say. This is it. But it's not worth to stake. And the main utility or the main reason to hold Cake was to earn more Cake. Now, if there's no volume on Pancakeswap, there's no fees to earn to pay out the stakers. Hence why they've lowered the rate, and it's a ripple effect. It's down to a sort of death spiral. So Cake is still minting. However, they are planning to make it deflationary. So if you look at Pancakeswap, it's pretty dreadful in terms of it not coming back. If BSC still survives, Cake might not, is my opinion. So what should you do if you hold Cake? In my opinion, you should stake it if you don't need that money. In all honesty, you should lock it away and see what happens. Now, obviously not financial advice. I pretty much would swap it into something else to stake. In all honesty, earning 10% per annum per year is not that great. Go and stake Solana, you'll earn about the same. Yeah, it's a coin that has better potential. Go and stake Atom, you get 20% per year, you get double. Yeah, even stake half of it and then sell the rest into USDT. There isn't really too much to say on Cake staking. I don't like it. I don't think it's any good. I mean, to earn 0.5% a year is pretty dreadful on a flexible Cake. I mean, and that's, one of their where they've got a lot of Cake locked up, and you can see the Cake level is pretty low in terms of the supply that's out. So what should you be doing? Cake as a whole, let's look at the chart. I mean, it's had a good run up. That's what we should have anticipated, but it's never held. Cake is deflationary, is inflationary, meaning there's more tokens created. If you hold, that means that more supply is going to be pumped out. There is a max supply, sure, but you have to wait for that max supply to come out to take effect. It's irrelevant. It's still minting. So if you can, the good news is, if Cake hits that level, no more Cake will be minted. Therefore, the price will start to come up on each trade on Pancakeswap. So the good news is, if the max supply hits near, people will start buying and holding. Yeah, there will be no more Cake minted. Then it becomes deflationary if they start to burn. Yeah, then the price impact will come up because Cake has still good volume on it. That's the good news. There is a lot locked into the TVL. There's 1.4 billion. So in theory, my advice would be to wait. Wait for that to go up. If it hits the total supply, sure, that's the time you can start to buy. If you want to take the risk, the reason I said you should lock it up earlier is anticipating for the max supply. Now, the value of it, if it hits that max supply, might be really low in terms of it might be 0.00, it might be Shiba Inu's price at that point. However, that's an entry point if things are going well. So in all honesty, Cake is still a good utility token. It's more of a it's moving towards a more governance token rather than a staking utility. If there is huge volume, Cake are sort of pushing other chains as well. So they're not really pushing BNB too much. They've just added ZK Sync or whatever it's called, and Aptos as well, which is a horrible flop. So there's not really too much to say on Cake itself. I mean, I've locked away a small amount. I mean, it got totally wrecked. It was like over $1,000, $2,000. So I'm not doing too well on Cake. I got into DeFi staking Cake, and I'll probably leave DeFi unstaking my Cake. Take care.